as we go to the last one, is shifting our mindset. Greg, you want to open that one up?
Well, one of the things that you have to allow yourself, and you may hear a lot of my words are being repeated because I wanted to delve and really reach your subconscious to understand that most of the things that you wish to occur is about you making that choice. You have
Mm-hmm.
to allow yourself. You see, there are so many times that we've dealt with individuals, and even during things that we've learned in the processes that we went through, that people would say, I don't have this and I don't have that. And I says, well, the vibration that you're already navigating in, you're keeping that stuff away from you. And you're like, wait a minute, what do you mean? I want a big house. I want my bills paid. I says, well, think about how you're manifesting yourself. Think about the mindset. Or have you shifted? Have you allowed yourself to move from one space to another? And that goes along with the reestablishment as the first part with your mission statement. Now, once you have that mission statement down, now we're moving to the next step. Now we're trying to get that mind correct. And at times, and I'll be the first one to admit, I have to do self-correction on myself. You have to do that daily. There are times, there are situations that will come up just for me to claim and name it.
Mm.
And that's about my mindset. Now I can look at something and say, oh, this is X, Y, and Z, and it could be in a negative or in a negative aspect. Or I can look at certain things and it's in a positive aspect. And there's certain things that Cheryl alluded to with the failures. To me, failure only occurs when you stop moving. That's when the failure occurs. See, we have failed at things. See, failed and failure are two different words, even though they may have the same, a little bit of vibration, but there's a difference. As Cheryl stated with the gentleman who created 7 Up, he failed 6 times. He did not do seven. If he did not go to number 7, or for my Hispanic people, siete, if he didn't go to number 7, then he would have been a failure. But know what? Just like Thomas Edison, just like Henry Ford, just like anyone who is truly Garrett Morris, as we had just left Black History Month, and to see some of the innovations that we have done, people, regardless of what their nationality is, in order for them to create what it is that they created, or to get that patent, or to make that new next level of innovation that has been a blessing to us going forward, they had to shift their mindset. Because believe you me, they didn't wake up one morning, their first try, and all of a sudden, all the transistors worked, or the radio turned on the first one, or Alexander Graham Bell, who's said to have created the telephone, that first call. You're sitting there like you're hoping this thing works. But there's times that he has failed. And that comes with shifting your mindset. And not even that. Shifting your mindset also entails with who you got around you.
Yes.
Let me be clear. Who you got around you. Because see, pigeons can't hang out with eagles. But there are too many times we have pigeons hanging around us. And those pigeons will start pecking at you and grab every little piece that they can, because they're only looking for what they can have. See, I've noticed, and even it goes back to a memory I had of mine, where I remember seeing a red-tailed hawk here in the Bronx, New York, in Van Cortlandt Park. And I'll never forget, we had some kids out in Van Cortlandt Park, and we was allowing them to have some recess, as me with my other occupation as a teacher. And next you know, we saw this red-tailed hawk out of nowhere. You heard him, and the pigeons were trying to fly away, and you saw him just swoop out of nowhere, grabbed one, and it was it. And you realize from that moment, there are predators and there's prey. Pigeons, and I hope, and you can call up, and some of you may not like it because maybe you're the pigeon, and maybe you have to shift your mindset towards being that eagle or that red-tailed hawk. But if you really truly see success in your circumference, in the vibration and things that you want, and the things that you desire, it starts with you being focused on saying, this is my plan. Yes, I'm going to stub my toe. Yes, I may trip and fall. Yes, I may have a valley moment. But as long as I don't allow myself to stay in a valley moment, I got the ability to start walking up the side of the mountain to reach that next peak. And probably when I get to that next peak, I probably have to come back down again and go through some stuff. And that's all part of the process of learning. See, shifting your mindset is about learning.
Yes.
It's about allowing yourself to say, you know what? I'm going to grasp who I am. I had to shift my mindset when I said I was going to change this young lady's name. That's a shifting of the mindset. You can stay as boyfriend, girlfriend, and now you're talking about siring and changing the name, and you start thinking about, wait a minute, I got to think of someone other than myself. I have to think about I have to, and this is all part of your mission. See how it all connects. Now I'm sitting here talking about, okay, if I'm really talking about building a family, okay, if you're talking about, oh, I want 4 or 5 kids, do you really think it's feasible in a 1 bedroom apartment? And I'm not knocking the 1 bedroom apartment,
We
but
started there.
we started there. But what I'm saying is, part of the mission statement and part of the plan was to say, wait a minute, if I know that we've had talks as our established mission statement that we had, because I remember going back with this young lady, and I remember her writing names because she had to learn how to write penmanship. That's why she loves to write to this day. She had to sit there, and I never forget being her during the time when we were courting and getting that part, we were engaged, and she had a little book and she was writing the names of our children. We had a discussion. We were sending out the
I
vibration.
remember that.
We were sending out the vibration. And by sending out the vibration now, if you are a wise individual, I'm going to say this again. If you are a wise individual, I didn't say smart.
Do
I
you
didn't say
know why I did that though?
no. But I'm gonna let you.
Go ahead.
But if you're a wise individual, and if you're really marking your territory to say, you know what, I'm seeing myself with this particular person, regardless of his business, regardless of relationship, regardless, even if it's just for yourself. If you're a wise individual, you start to note the things around you. You start to take heed to the things around you. And by you taking heed to the things around you, then you're preparing yourself for when those vibrations come, it's not a shock. When she told me she's pregnant, it wasn't a big shock. I know what we were doing to get her pregnant. So it wasn't a big shock.
But you know what I wanted to say to you
Mm-hmm.
is that Greg didn't realize that I was having issues getting pregnant. I
Mm.
was not getting pregnant. It wasn't lack of trying. I just wasn't getting pregnant. Um, and I started to
Coordinate.
write down the names of my children because we had did plan it, but I was not getting pregnant.
Mm.
And he doesn't know the reason why I was writing down the names. It's because I was having issues. He did not know that. I was like, why am I not getting pregnant? And there was we went to church one day and they prayed over me and stuff like that. But I just remember that I just had to,
Mm.
from a young newlywed, I had to learn how to see something that's not there.
Mm.
I had to learn.
No, say that again. Somebody needs to hear that.
I had to learn how to see something that was not there yet.
Mm.
And the thing is that these businesses was not here. My oldest daughter was not here. I knew her name was Janaea Jaquay Clarke. I knew that. And I just kept writing it over and over and over again. After that first child, there was 5 more that came after. It's because I saw myself as a mother. I saw myself being a wonderful mother.
So you shifted your mindset.
I shifted into not, because I'd already become a wife.
Mm.
I shifted myself into becoming a mother. And that's a great thing for you to do. If you see yourself not as a wife right now, and you want to be a wife, you need to start shifting that. Shifting that mindset of, I would like to be a wife. And the things that I need to do to start being around wives. You want to see yourself married? Be around a wife.
Successful.
Yes, a successful marriage. And this is what the couple motivators are about. If you are in a long-term marriage, if you are in a long-term relationship, and you want to see how you can support your soon-to-be spouse, or why is it that I feel like a little something there that I don't know why it's taking so long. Those are questions that you need to start asking yourself with your mission statement. And does your mission statement and his mission statement add up? Before you even get married, you got to see if you are thinking on the same accord.
Hmm.
Because if he wants 3 kids and you don't want any, did you guys ever talk about that?
We're gonna have an issue.
If you ever talked about that,
we're gonna have an issue.
Greg and I knew because we were friends for so long, we kind of knew where we wanted to be. We knew we wanted to be parents. We knew that we wanted to be together. We knew now there was things that came into our lives that was contrary to our vows. Now we said that, forget this. I'm not going to deal with this. There was all kind of things that came through our marriage. We're going to be 20 years married at the end of March. And the whole thing is that it was not easy. But the point is, you have to learn and go back and define what your marriage is. Define who you are. Define who your family is. And who are they going to be in this world? And once you find that out, boy, oh boy, you have really set the foundation that nobody can tear it down. There is something that we do in our thing that we lock hands with our partner, because the simple fact, if somebody can break this chain, then you didn't have a strong chain. Your links should be strong. Your foundation should be strong. And when you're doing that, and when you're dealing with a mate, or when you're going to be joining the couple motivators, we encourage you to join us in the next couple of weeks. And by the end of April, we're going to spring off. We're going to have a launch spring off. And we're going to invite everyone that's willing to join with us, and you feel like you can motivate others to move in the area of entrepreneurship, move in the area of being putting their relationship on top. We had to work at our marriage to make it work, because we were headed to divorce. And that's the God honest truth.
But